Welcome and thank you for joining us. Today we have Susan Berryman-Rodriguez, the Director of Community Relations with Partnership Against Domestic Violence. Thank you for coming, Susan.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. You've been with Partnership Against Domestic Violence for a number of years now. About how many?
I've been with PADV for about 8 years.
8 years. So you've seen a lot of cases and heard a lot of stories.
Yes,
unfortunately. But for our viewers out there that really aren't as familiar with domestic violence, would you tell us what it is?
Certainly. Well, domestic violence or intimate partner violence is a pattern of controlling behaviors and assaults that one partner uses against another partner to gain and maintain power and control. Now, there are 4 types of abuse that make up intimate partner violence. The first is physical, which I think most of us are familiar with, right? That's slapping and punching and kicking and strangulation. And then we have sexual abuse, and it is illegal for a husband to rape his wife. And I think for some women, they feel if they're married, then she has to acquiesce at any time, and that she legally couldn't be raped. But in fact, it is true that it is against the law for husbands to rape their wives. But it's not just rape; it's sexual assault of any kind, or making her feel uncomfortable, or asking her to do something that she feels is unhealthy to do. So she feels like she has no control over her own body. The third form of abuse is psychological. And a lot of women who experience psychological abuse tend to minimize it. Well, he's never hit me, but I've just experienced psychological abuse. And what we've learned from survivors who tell us over the years that psychological abuse can be just as damaging, if not more so, than physical violence, because with psychological abuse, the scars are skin deep and they don't heal as quickly as physical injuries do. But examples of psychological abuse are name calling, alienating her from her friends and family, telling her that she's stupid, that she's worthless, that no judge in his right mind is ever going to give you custody of those kids, making her feel like she can't accomplish anything in her life. And over a period of time when she's constantly being belittled and called horrible names, that it does begin to affect her. And then the fourth form of abuse is economic. And I think most people aren't as familiar with this form of abuse. But if you think about it, he's trying to maintain power and control, and so he needs to keep her financially independent on him. So he's trying to control her through the manipulation of her financial well-being. So if she has a job, he either asks for the check right away, her paycheck, or he'll try to sabotage her job, calling her boss. And I just got a call from a woman a couple of days ago where her partner was calling her employer, making accusations about her that she was stealing from the company. Other examples include showing up at the workplace and making a huge scene so that the end result would be her getting terminated from her job. And then there are some women who are told by their partners or husband that your place is at home, my job is to take care of you, and so she therefore is not allowed to go out and work and bring in an income on her own.